Good morning, and thanks so much for joining us on the Weather Channel. You know, over the last couple of days, we've been talking about the annular eclipse. Now, you've probably heard before about a solar eclipse, but what is an annular eclipse? Well, you've tuned to the right channel at the right time, as our very own Mike Bono will explain all about the annular eclipse and where you need to be to see it best. Morning. Let's check on the current weather scene across the country. We'll start with the active weather because this is where we have most of the thunderstorm activity this morning. Severe thunderstorm watch has been issued effective until 7 o'clock local time for southeast New Mexico and the western parts of Texas. This watch was issued by the National Severe Storms Forecast Center. Means atmospheric conditions are favorable for thunderstorm activity, and that's what we've seen so far this morning with dime-sized hail in Winkler County near Texas, parts of New Mexico, and over the panhandle of Texas just north of Amarillo. So if you're in the path of these storms, you need to watch out and prepare for high winds and possible hail. Virga, which is precipitation that is falling in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere but evaporating before it reaches the ground. So northern Georgia, a little bogus information, and much of the same in northern Alabama and northern Mississippi, but say from Meridian south, Montgomery south, Columbus, Georgia south, it is real. It's touching the ground, so you want to be careful. Roadways a little slick and slippery for you. Well, it's about 6 minutes before the hour. Thanks so much for joining us on the Weather Channel. Let's look ahead and see what we can expect for the rest of this work week. Okay, afternoon highs tomorrow. Widespread 80s over the deep south. Now we'll find a slither of 90s in South Florida. The coolest temperature is over northern New England, and we think that's where it will be coolest for the next several days as the rest of the country will really start to warm. Good morning. It's about 4 minutes after the hour, and you're just in time for a look at the forecast today. Let's start with lunchtime. High pressure, a very nice day shaping up from Chicago to Detroit and around St. Louis. Afternoon highs in the 80s. You might want to have lunch out too. Let's take you region by region. The forecast today, starting in the northeast, a little bit more clouds to the north than to the south across New England, so variable cloudiness. The forecast today for most of the big cities, including Boston and New York, down to Philly. Afternoon highs in the 70s for the cities right along the coast here, including